Welcome back to RPTV Weekly News. I'm Jabin, and joining me today is Gabriel and Fred. Together, we bring you updates on stories that directly impact Regent Park and surrounding areas, and where we bring you the latest updates on community initiatives shaping the future of the neighborhood.
In this episode, we delve into the latest news from May 15th to May 23rd. Stay tuned for the latest updates and insights affecting our community.
Regent Park community engages in street naming process. Allan Gardens Food Bank battles in Downtown East food insecurity crisis. 2024 Toronto Community Champion Award honors city's dedicated community-led organizations. Army of Lovers Unite, rally and march for refugee rights in Downtown East. Toronto celebrates 10 years of Newcomer Day. Mayor Chow apologizes to TTC transit riders amidst service interruptions. Events and jobs in Regent Park community.
Regent Park community engages in street naming process. Regent Park residents recently participated in a significant initiative as part of the ongoing Regent Park Revitalization Phase 4A, the naming of the new street within the community. This process provided an opportunity for residents to contribute to the neighborhood's identity by proposing names for consideration. Residents were invited to submit their street name suggestions, accompanied by a brief explanation, to Talk Regent Park at torontohousing.ca by the deadline on Friday, May 24, 2024. Following the submission period, the top 4 proposed street names will be submitted to the city for final approval. The street to be named is situated between Sackville Street to the east, Dreamers Way to the west, Oak Street to the south, and Gerrard Street East to the north, making a significant part of the community's landscape. By engaging in this process, the community demonstrated its active involvement in shaping the future of Regent Park.
Amid soaring demand, Allan Gardens Food Bank battles downtown Toronto's food bank insecurity crisis. RPTV reporter Gabriel Meissner recently visited Allan Gardens Food Bank to delve into the evolving landscape of food insecurity in downtown East Toronto. In an interview with Paul Utenbogert, a volunteer at the food bank and former director, Gabriel sought insights into the challenges faced and the strategies employed to address the surging demand for assistance. Now take it from here, Gabriel.
Hello, my name is Gabriel Meissner, and you're watching RPTV News. Today I'm here with
Paul Utenbogert.
And Paul, what is your position here?
I'm currently a volunteer here. It was, I think last time we talked I was a director. I stepped down from that position, but I'm still very active. Every Friday I'm in here to volunteer. Predominantly intake, but then there's other things involved in the setup, getting ourselves organized for the morning, and then throughout the day things that arise. Now. But I'm only a volunteer now. If you wanted to speak to a director, I can bring a director to sit in here, but I'm pretty much in touch with what's going on here.
Now, I was here last summer, and I'm curious, how has the situation changed in terms of resources and in terms of numbers of people that you have coming here every week?
So our numbers, our client numbers have increased by something in the neighborhood of 35% over this time last year. I don't know whether or not I gave you a hard stat we had from the fall of 2019. It was 165 a day, and now we're doing, closer to the 600, 700 numbers a day.
I remember...
And on the Friday.
I remember last time I was here, it was somewhere around 500, so I guess that's that 35% increase.
Yeah, exactly. So we're closer to, say, 1,400, 1,500 per week. And you got to remember, as you'll know, Gabriel, that we're serving clients from 12:30 to 3 o'clock on 2 days. That's 6 hours of service time. Well, a little bit longer than that, because we don't close the doors promptly at 3 o'clock. We keep them open. The people who are lined up, we bring them in. But so let's just say, between 3 and 3.5 hours, we're doing that many people.
And what about your suppliers? Has anything changed in terms of the amount of supplies you receive, the amount of food you receive from donors?
Yes, we get 90% of our food is from Daily Bread Food Bank, and 10% is from Second Harvest. I don't believe Second Harvest was providing us with food when you were here last year.
I think they were, yeah.
Well, as it is now, we get a truck on Thursday from Daily Bread, and a truck on Friday from Daily Bread, and a truck on Friday from Second Harvest. So we have 3 deliveries, but that's inadequate to our need here, not our client needs. So we're dipping into our own resources, the monies that we get. Last year we allocated $30,000 as a budget for grocery purchases. I'll explain. And this year it's $50,000. And this is money that's coming out of our bank account from our donors. We do not get money from any level of government. We've appealed to them repeatedly. No money from the city, no money from the province, no money from the feds. And they've all been here. They've all seen the operation. The federal minister's been here, municipal and provincial. They've seen this for themselves. They're mind-boggled because we don't have any support.
So how about for volunteers? Have you guys received more volunteers since last year, fewer volunteers?
We have a backlog of probably 100 volunteers on a wait list. We've been managing well with the status quo, for lack of a better word. But now as summer approaches, we're maybe losing some of those volunteers. We don't know yet. We don't know if this is a trend or just a couple-week event. But we've got volunteers who we can fall back on. And in that regard, the volunteers, many of them have been here for a very long time. They were here pre-pandemic, or at least during the pandemic. We never missed a week here. We've always kept going, as I told you last year. It hasn't changed. We stopped for a week because they were doing some filming in here. And so we served our clients down the road at All Saints for a day. In terms of resources, so we are provided with food, as I said, from a couple deliveries from Daily Bread and one from Second Harvest. But that food often misses the marks in terms of nutritional value and or quantity. So this is why we go into our own account. So if we want protein, we got to buy the chicken, we have to buy the fish, we have to buy the dairy or the bread or whatever. We go into our bank account. We rent a truck from U-Haul, and our volunteer team picks it up. And volunteer, that it still applies all across the entire organization. It's all volunteer. No one is paid, directors or otherwise. We all, I believe, share a fundamental desire, need to give back to the community. Being aware of what the circumstances are on the street, and people giving their time to make it easier on those that are struggling. That's core here. So our volunteers are coming in on Thursday and Friday, either for both days or half days or one day, whatever. They make a commitment to a time. They come here, they get food. They get a portion of food equivalent to what the client would get. So if we have a volunteer who's on their own, they get food for them. If they have a family, they get enough food for their family. And we have a lunch for them. You've eaten here before. All right, so we have a lunch for them. Periodically throughout the year, we'll have some event, or Christmas they will get a gift card of a small amount. But again, it helps them out. Because the volunteers here are, I think, very much struggling themselves. They're on some form of assistance. They might be students, they might be pensioners, They may be working poor or whatever, but it's a reflection. Our volunteer team is a reflection of our client group, I believe.
What are your hopes for this food bank in the next 5 years?
It would be, I think, important at some point to be able to get some sustained funding. Because we would not be in the position we're in if it weren't for fundraising and corporate gifts. Corporates and individuals have kept us afloat. And without them, we would be dead in the water. We wouldn't be able to serve. Now, we know our future here in this building is in question as to what's going to happen here. You know, they got some plans to redevelop it. Our volunteers, like I said, many have been around for a while. I don't know how people keep doing it, particularly when it doesn't get better by virtue of their time and effort. It's getting worse, and it must impact people at some level, I think. I know it upsets me at times, to see the people, lined up around the back of the church every Thursday and every Friday.
I mean, the fact that it was at, 160 before COVID?
Yes, and now 600-700 we're feeding a day. Yeah. People can learn more about us on our website, allangardensfoodbank.net. And there's, people can see photos, they can see who our funders are. I think there's some short videos in there, but there's more information to be had there.
Yeah. I'm just thinking of any last questions that I could ask. So a lot of your food supplies comes from Daily Bread. I see that, or I've heard that a lot of food actually goes to waste at a lot of grocery stores. And Daily Bread is one of the salvagers of that food.
Second Harvest, I think, is more apt to be the ones who are picking up from the restaurants and grocery stores and things like that. Food that's near expiry and so forth, we'll get that from Second Harvest. Daily Bread has donors, and they purchase food too from their resources. I think when the feds have made funds available for food insecurity, it's given to organizations like Daily Bread that feeds the member agents like ourselves. Right? Not, at the early days during the pandemic, we got some cash infusions, but now it's strictly food. But the food went from 1 delivery per week to 2 deliveries per week. So, up the food chain, they're struggling too. Right. You can't keep knocking on the door, asking for money, begging for money. Like people reach a point of it's tiresome, but by the grace of the powers that be, we get food, and we have to buy it otherwise, and therein lies the shortfall.
2024 Toronto Community Champion Award Ceremony honored 25 outstanding organizations for their contributions to the city's health and solidarity. Mayor Olivia Chow, along City Council members, celebrated the winners for their exceptional work, particularly in support of Black, Indigenous, and equity-deserving communities. The ceremony took place at the Toronto Reference Library. This annual award provides residents with an opportunity to spotlight organizations known for their community collaboration, honoring the collective commitment and determination of our communities to support each other through challenging times. Among the recognized organizations were Dixon Hall, Community Music Schools of Toronto, the Children's Book Bank, Toronto Council Fire and Native Cultural Centre, Nama Res, Toronto Community Crisis Service, and many others. These community non-profit organizations have made significant impacts, especially in areas like Toronto Centre, which includes the Regent Park neighborhood.
Army of Lovers Unite, Rally and March for Refugee Rights 2024 in downtown East. Held on May 16th, downtown East communities, including Regent Park, turned out in force, with a massive crowd of newcomers and residents, predominantly from African descent. Speakers, including MPP Wantam, MPP Stiles, and Councillor Moyes, addressed the pressing issues facing LGBTQ+ refugees, emphasizing the need for government action to defend their rights and safety. Representatives from various organizations, such as Unifor Ontario, Toronto People with AIDS Foundation, and Rainbow Railroad, joined forces to advocate for LGBTQ+ rights. The event, held at Barbara Hall Park, served as a platform to unite communities, allies, and partner organizations in solidarity with LGBTQ+ refugees. It underscored the importance of collective action in defending the rights of marginalized communities and promoting inclusivity in downtown East Toronto.
We are seeing around this country the largest mobilization of 2S LGBTQIA+ community that we have seen since the struggle for marriage equality 20 years ago. Protect the queer community, your rights, and your freedoms. We are focused on bringing solutions for everyone. And that means BIPOC people, that means queer people, that means trans people, and that means refugees here in the province of Ontario and across Canada. Look, I know people come here to Canada, to Ontario, to Toronto to be safe. You come here to love who you love and be who you are. You come here to thrive, to build community. I want to shout out a couple of posters back there. Never let the voice of someone change who you are. We will stand together because you deserve to feel safe. You deserve to feel safe here, and you deserve to know you are not alone. We stand with you. Let's make sure that every single person in this province gets what they deserve: a life of respect, a life of dignity, a home to be housed in, and a healthy future. Thank you so much for everybody for being here. You are loved. Thank you. Okay, I have the great pleasure of introducing your city councillor right here, Councillor Chris Moyes, everybody.
Thank you, Merritt. I gotta hand this over. Good afternoon, everyone. I am going to repeat here what I have said at committee and I have said to my city council colleagues at council. Black lives do matter. They do. We know that there are inequities in all levels of government. We saw it firsthand last year when black people from the continent of Africa came here looking for refuge. And they had to sit and sleep on the sidewalks. Shame on all levels of government. And yes, I am part of government at City Council. And that is a failing on me as well. I accept responsibility for that part of the failing. And we can do better. And I want to say thank you to the churches and non-profit organizations who stood up and did the things that we should have done as governments. And thank you to them. This should never happen again. We saw when people from Ukraine came here to Canada looking for refuge, people across this country opened their hearts and their homes to them. That same courtesy didn't happen to black people last year. And that is shameful. It's important to say that out loud. And as a black person who came here as an immigrant at the age of 6, I know how hard it is for black people to actually thrive in this country. And I've said time and time again, I didn't always have privilege, but I have privilege now. And it's important that I use that privilege and that leverage to make sure not only to open doors, but to keep those doors open for people who look like me. So you have opportunity too. I want to say thank you to the 519 specifically. Earlier this year, they actually paused all their programming and had all their staff come into the 519 and assist refugees of African descent, providing shelter and counseling and food. I was told people came as far away as Windsor to the west, Ottawa to the east. Every corner of that building was occupied. If I didn't see it myself firsthand, I would not have believed it. And that was just one day. And they had to turn many people away. 1,000 people came through those doors that day. Incredible. There is a need. And yes, refugees is the responsibility of the federal government, yes. They just want to be taken care of. And they should be. You come from places of trauma, and yet to be re-traumatized here when you come to Canada, that is not acceptable. That is not the Canada that I know, and that's not the Canada that I want to be a part of. And it's up to me as an elected official to make changes where I can and will make changes. So thank you for coming together and showing leadership and determination. I think I know that Pride Toronto and Rainbow Railroad has all been part in making this happen today, and thank you for the great weather we're having today so we can march together.
Toronto celebrates 10 years of Newcomer Day, a vibrant tribute to diversity. On May 23rd, the City of Toronto rolled out the red carpet to honor newcomers and their invaluable contributions to our vibrant city. Mayor Olivia Chow and Deputy Mayor Ozma Malik led the festivities, proclaiming May 23rd as Newcomer Day. Throughout the day, attendees were treated to a dazzling array of performances, including music by Indigenous voices Rosary Miranda, Spence, hoop dance, soul-stirring African drumming by the Noma Ensemble, and the melodic voices of the Nawat Choir. Plus, the event featured a heartwarming citizenship ceremony, welcoming 50 newcomers to Canada, to our diverse country. With over 55,000 attendees since its inception in 2015, Newcomer Day has become a cherished tradition in Toronto, symbolizing our city's unwavering commitment to inclusivity and diversity.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Keisha Richardson, and I'm the current acting manager of the Toronto Newcomer office. Here to just talk about Newcomer Day. Today is our 10th annual Toronto Newcomer Day, and our theme is looking back. We're looking back at the 10 years of being able to put this event on and how impactful or integral it's been to our community partners. But the real beauty behind Toronto Newcomer Day is it being a chance to help newcomers understand about the services, the programs that are available to them. But more importantly, today is about celebrating newcomers and ensuring that they feel welcome. We know that tens of thousands of people globally decide to migrate to Toronto and decide to make Toronto their home. And, by virtue of that, over half of Torontonians weren't born in Canada. So we just appreciate, and that demonstrates how critical newcomers are to the diversity that is within this city. And so it's really important for them to have a day that celebrates them, and their contributions, and also helps them integrate for those that are newly arriving. You know, today being our 10th anniversary, we have expanded our typical provisions in that we have over 140 booths that are here today. We have service providers from various sectors, including education, employment counselors. There are folks here that are providing resources related to mental health and physical health and support services for shelter, and the list goes on and on and on. So today folks are able to engage with the different booths. There's interactive activities that have been provided. We've had Indigenous interactive activities. We've had henna. We have Vibe Arts that's been here providing workshops as well too. We had cultural performances to wrap into the ceremony, into the events of today. We've had the privilege of having city tours, neighborhood tours. Hopefully folks have had a chance to go inside and see our Hometown Stories, which is an art exhibit, a newcomer art exhibit that's been put on with the Newcomer Arts Network, and it's going to be available in the City Hall Rotunda until May 21st. Really, though, the day comes back to newcomers, and we hope that everybody who's attended has found it to be helpful, informative, and really we're just working to see, we're hoping that today helps their settlement journey.
Hi, thank you for having me. My name is Borelson, and I was one of the MCs today for the Toronto Newcomer Day, and it's a beautiful day today, and it was really key and important to be present for those moments where we actually acknowledge and recognize the value that newcomers and immigrants are bringing into the city of Toronto and to Canada overall. So to me, as an immigrant myself, now a Canadian citizen, it was really key and important to be here today.
Apartment was affordable, and that's what we need. We need to build a lot more housing, affordable housing, so newcomers can find a new home. Do you agree? Yeah, that is important, yes. So here I am, newcomer for many years ago, now as your mayor of this great city, and your journey to Canada is just the beginning. And in the last 10 years, Newcomer Day has evolved into one of the city's largest celebrations for newcomers. And in fact, in the last 2 years, more than 10,000 people have attended every year. So look around you. Even the sun came out and said, yeah, let's make it a warm day. And what we need to do is harness your energy, your optimism, your talents, your passion to serve. Let us work together, as I said, to build more housing, provide better transit, and make this city a much more caring place, a safer place where everyone feels they belong.
So my name is Brandisha. I am one of the career consultants with Hospitality Workers Training Center, and today we are sharing information about our exciting programming that we're providing to newcomers where they can participate in a 2-week training, which takes place for a total of 10 days, full-time in person, 9:30 to 4:30. And this is where you're pretty much getting the foundational knowledge needed to enter into the hospitality industry. So if you're interested in working in the restaurant space or hotels, whatever the situation might be, and you're not entirely sure where to start, we would help you with getting all that foundational knowledge you would need. So this would include free certifications like food handlers and Smart Serve, and getting support with your resume, interview prep, all of that good stuff. And when that 2 weeks is over, it's not done quite yet, because you will get ongoing support with your job search as well. We have talented employment specialists who connect with employers all throughout the GTA to assist you with your job search, connecting to do free placements to get that hands-on experience, and finding your next opportunity. So if you're interested in hospitality, we are the people to go to.
Our office looks into complaints about city services, so really only thing that's focused on the City of Toronto municipal government. I work in the office, and a lot of us volunteered to be here today because especially a lot of newcomers to Toronto and to Canada don't really know the ins and outs of the municipal government, and we can really help with that. Even if someone hasn't escalated a complaint all the way in the manner that they need to, they can reach out to us. We can help direct them where they need to go, give them the right referrals so that they can get their process underway.
Isa Matamor. I'm a strategic program manager at the Toronto Arts Council and Foundation, and we are the city's arm's length arts funder. So we're here today both highlighting all of our arts funding opportunities, but also highlighting our newcomer programs. We've got some specific programs that provide funding both to newcomer artists, but also organizations and collectives that are doing arts engagement with newcomers. We've also got our brochure here from Arts in the Park. These are all of the arts events happening through Arts in the Park this summer. There's a map as well as a list of events. And we've also got our Arts Funder Guide, which has all of our program managers and also lists all of the grants that the Toronto Arts Council provides for arts programming every year. These are the newcomer programs that I mentioned specifically, but we fund every arts discipline you can think of, and hopefully there's a program for you, and you can come out and meet us and learn about how to get money to make art.
So my name's Errol Hernandez, and I work for Toronto Council for our Native Cultural Center. So we're here today to show a presence of the Indigenous community, and specifically to reveal additional information about the Spirit Garden, which will be opening up in September of this year. The west end of Nathan Phillips Square. Now, we've been working on this for several years now, and we're coming to the fruition of having an actual opening event. Now, we normally do an Indigenous Legacy Gathering every year. We've been doing it for over 5 years now here, and it's usually around September, October. This particular one, we will actually be unveiling the Spirit Garden, which is the first time we'll actually be doing that. And we will also be having a 4-day event, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, right? So the Spirit Garden is the interpretation of one of the clauses of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission calls to action. And the particular one that we've interpreted as an organization, Indigenous organization, worked on is the one that, loosely speaking, says put something out in the land, right? So we're not putting out a monument to, put up a statue and then you go away and, you kind of forget about it. We're doing something that will be a place of gathering on an ongoing basis throughout the year, and a place that can actually have events. So there's quite a bit of symbology built into all this, and there'll be events that are Indigenous basically rooted. The sub-theme is teaching, learning, sharing, and healing, right? And events throughout the year will be promoting that basic idea. So we expect that at Toronto Newcomer Day, which is for newcomers to Canada as well as newcomers to Toronto, it's an opportunity to promote the Indigenous placement of a Spirit Garden, as well as it's an opportunity to disseminate information about other programs that we do as an organization. We've got a banner here for the Spirit Garden, and it's been getting a lot of attention. So we've actually talked to a lot of people about what this is and what it means to Toronto and what it means to the urban Indigenous community of Toronto.
Chicken, le, be, crochet, nin, anishna, bemoe, anishna, be, and going, anishna, be, fluently.
Mayor Chow apologizes to TTC transit riders amid service interruptions. In response to recent disruptions, Mayor Olivia Chow extended apologies to transit riders affected by the latest reliability issues on the city's transit system. Mayor Chow emphasized the need for increased investment in the TTC to enhance reliability and efficiency. She highlighted ongoing efforts to address these challenges and called upon provincial and federal governments to provide additional support to improve the transit system.
Well, bear with us. Keep taking TTC. It is still the better way. We apologize for the shutdowns. We literally need more investment. And without that, it's not as reliable as we want. But still, it's a very good system. I just coming back from a place where there's no subways in LA. Literally, there's no subway system, right? And in the 3 days I was there, I didn't see many buses, and everyone was driving. So in terms of public transit in the city of Toronto, it's still excellent. Can we do a lot better? Absolutely. Can it be more reliable? Yep. So more affordable, more reliable, faster, more convenient, all of those things we're working on it.
Events and jobs in Regent Park community.
Hello everyone, your neighbor officers from Regent Park, Officers Gotby and Biga here, inviting you to our quarterly meeting that's going to take place on June 3rd, which is a Monday at 5 p.m. and the location is 150 River Street. Waiting for all of you there.
Yeah, so this quarterly meeting, we're going to have a very special guest coming from Crime Stoppers. Crime Stoppers is going to give a presentation as how they conduct their business. As many of you know, that Crime Stoppers is an anonymous subdivision from police that they take information anonymously and they investigate it. And historically, people have always asked, like, how do we trust Crime Stoppers? And they associate it with the police. So we have them come in to give that education piece and to let everybody know how they actually take information and how it's protected. Besides that, we're going to have our crime stats for Regent Park, all the crime trends that are happening here in our neighborhood. We'll be speaking on that, and in the end, we're going to have some questions and answers. We definitely encourage everyone to show up because your voices are very, very important for us. Without your voice, we don't know exactly what the community really needs. And we also encourage the young people to attend because the young ones are our future and we want them to be involved. So we hope to see you June 3rd, 150 River at 5 p.m.
SDP feedback, an effort to assess SDP efforts, effectiveness, and reaching the goal of social cohesion and inclusion. This survey is for everyone to fill out for each working group and/or committee that you have attended meetings of. To fill out the survey, go to the link below. Daniels, TCHC, Tridal, and community safety partners are busy preparing for the Summer Safety Jam 2024. The event will take place on Saturday, June 1st, 2024, from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. at the Big Park. Regent Park Out Loud second annual block party on June 14, 3 to 9 p.m. The theme is Know Your Neighborhood. The block party will take place at the Regent Park Boulevard. There will be games, karaoke, lounging, storytime, and performances. National Day Against Gun Violence on June 7th. Join a community rally against gun violence through the streets of Regent Park. Wellness workshop and performances. Food and child minding will be provided at 540 Dundas Street East. Hope to see you there. EED is hiring a workforce integrator. The workforce integrator will support the design and implementation of the workforce integration project through engagement and communication with employers, organizations, and residents. Apply to regentparkeed@gmail.com by June 10th, 11:59 p.m. with both a resume and cover letter. Please note that applications without a cover letter will not be considered. Regent Park Safety Network invites you to join the Community Buddies Safety Walk every Wednesday, 8 p.m. at the Bake Oven. If you have questions, please call Leonard Swartz at 416-845-5994. Join the 51 Division Open House on Saturday, June 15 from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. A family-friendly event with police exhibits, TPS, vintage cars, station tours, entertainment, food, and more. The open house will take place at 51 Parliament Street. Hope to see you there. And that's all for today's show. My name is Jabin, and my co-hosts are Gabriel and Fred. We also like to thank our team of researchers that contributed for this week's show, and from our studios located at Focus Media Arts Center. Thanks for watching, and see you next week.
Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And please follow our social media platforms. For more information, check out our website.